Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
What's going on, everybody?
As you can see in the title, we're here to talk USA Network's newest reality TV show, The Big D. Yes, this is a suggestive title, but the premise is, I think, even more suggestive. Would you go on a dating show with your ex-wife or husband? Would you also not only go on a show with them, would you have to team up with them to help them find love in order to possibly win a game show where they still haven't told us what the prize is for winning other than love? I'm super psyched for this. This comes a nice 2 hour block now on Wednesday nights following one of our favorite shows, Temptation Island. We dropped that review last night. You can find it in our general videos playlist. Um, Bry, before we run down all of the six couples and kind of the just for better words, just like how we feel like how this mess is going to go. Um, what do you just think of the premise? What do you think of episode one?
So the premise is really funny because there are couples that are like cool with each other, and there's ones that or somebody's trying to get back with each other. One of them. So would I go on the show? Absolutely not. I wouldn't go on any dating show because I think I'm a normal dude. But definitely, I would not go on this. This might be the newest show on my list of like I would never do this because this is like
Would you go on this or MILF Matter? It's a great poll question for us to do on like TikTok and YouTube. That what well, if you had to go on one,
see. I think MILF Manor. I think I would
I
go
think
on
I would go on MILF Matter.
because this show you can get embarrassed.
Like what happened tonight?
Yeah, I think the possibility or like the threshold is higher, or like the cap. I guess the cap of how embarrassed you can get is
Your
this show.
emotional investment is
Yeah,
there. You
it's
are raw, and I didn't think of it until you for the. You are really, and we're gonna get to our buddy who got eliminated. They're one of the third. They're the fourth couple actually here on my
mhm.
list running down, so we will get to them. Um, do have single elimination, folks. Um, it was a brutal elimination. Do you want to run down the couples, or do you want me to talk about the elimination first?
um. Let's get this just for people to stay on the line. Let's do the couples first, and then
All right, let's do it. All right, first one I have here, as in the order they were introduced, Ariel and Blair. They've been divorced for 9 months. They got married, decided to get married after dating for 2 months.
yeah.
So this was a big red flag, flew up. Uh, what's really funny is that she became obsessed with social media and then literally moved out to LA while they were still married. And then he's like, I just couldn't get in touch with her afterwards. Like, dude, yeah, that was over. So, I mean, is she like a really big influencer or something like that? Or like,
Actually like looked on the I follow the Temptation Big D
yeah,
joint
yeah, yeah.
page on Instagram, and she actually commented on one of the pictures, so I actually looked at her profile. I mean, I wouldn't say she's like a mega star, but
Is
she
she in the
definitely has like a
millions?
what's that?
Is she in the millions?
I think for TikTok.
Okay, I'll take that.
So I mean, I was only on Instagram, but I think you know how people who have big TikTok following, they love to tell you about it in their bios of their other social
Yeah,
media. So,
yeah.
um, weirdly though, I kind of think they're like not the weirdest couple to me. Like
Oh
it's
no, no, no,
strange.
no,
Being only getting married after 2 months is absolutely insane to me. But I don't know. I strangely don't mind either of them.
no. I honestly really agree with you. Neither of them really bothered me too much. It is going to be interesting to see how they progress because it's
Yeah.
not really safe for any of them, like we said. But
And she wants to get back with him. That's like what she kind of alluded to in a confessional. So it's funny when like I don't know. It seems I know there's a lot more guys wanting to get back with their ex-wives, but
well,
she's
it's
the one
fun.
girl.
She's like, I think the only one where it's the guy is saying he's moved on, and the woman is saying she still is open to the rekindling, which is pretty interesting,
And they're more
honestly.
on the cordial side too.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. Okay. Next one we're going to talk about introduction wise is Jillian and David. Um, they've been divorced for 7 months. They were high school sweethearts. I put she hates him. They both lost their jobs during COVID, were locked together, argued a lot. She got sick of him. He ends up leaving for 3 weeks. So then she divorces him, which I think is probably pretty fair. he knows he's messed up. He's trying to get her back, and she's just obviously still like, hey, you dipped on me, dude. This one, he's kind of a goofball. How do you feel?
Yeah, he's definitely a goofball. But again, she wanted to take him on the date when she won, so there might be something still there.
She kind of reminds me of the girl from the Ultimatum, the one who's now like on TikTok. I mean, the one who's on like OnlyFans and stuff too. Like,
Oh, Alexis,
she like wants to be in the
Lexi.
experience and also can not let their partner be in the experience at the same
Yeah,
time.
I didn't really mind her. Like her confessional, that she seemed normal to me. I'm waiting for the pin to drop on some of these people, where what made them, what happened that they're one being on the show, got divorced. Like I'm waiting for that stuff to come out. But from like initial impressions, I don't think she's there. Again, I just think they're normal. I mean, David didn't really age well. It's funny seeing this. I mean, there's a guy down
Really?
on the list that aged terribly.
Oh, we'll get there. Oh, we'll get there very soon. Two
Yeah,
more from that one. I think overall they they may have. I think they have a shot.
yeah, I do too.
I think they have a shot.
They've been
Um,
together for a long time, man. 16 years
Next
is long.
one. I'm ready for a first official DED dead no shot. Alexis and Devin. They're funny though because like she just started talking that shit right off the bat. I think she
Hmm.
basically called him fat, right at the
Yep.
start. I think he basically said you don't look much better. It was a lot of back and forth. He talked about how she was throwing dishes and shit all the
Hmm.
time while they were together. So like I don't think they hate each other. I just don't think there's any shot of them actually getting back. I'm not even saying that they may not like hook up, but I just don't see them. They remind me of like a Bachelor in Paradise couple.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years divorce, so they've had time to.
They've had a shot, right?
Yeah, and they're a little more cordial and they can joke around. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think they're gonna get back together. I thought he was really funny on his date with
He is funny.
Jillian. Yeah,
No, no,
so
no.
I enjoyed them. Again, I've enjoyed this three couples so far. I've enjoyed the time I've seen them on TV.
Here we go, Brian. Here we go. Casey and Brooks. This was a tough one to even watch from the beginning, man. They've
Hmm.
been divorced for 2 months. He really, really still wants her. She's just basically saying he was a slob who didn't have sex with her and there was no passion. And she just fell out of love with him, basically. She's very embarrassing. She's very vocal about him. She's trying to pawn him off right away. Who wants to bang Brooks? This and that. We get to the challenge where the idea is you have to sell up your ex to get immunity, and then you get to pick who you want to go on a date, and they get immunity as well. And like you said, there was reciprocation on the other winning side, but when Casey won, she didn't take him. So, oh boy, what did you think about them?
I'm with her. I wouldn't want to. She doesn't want to be with him. Like you don't
Yeah,
have to pick the person. Like it just was a coincidence that Jillian wanted to take David. I think she's ready to, like you said, she's ready to move on. I thought they were divorced 6 months, not two. But,
I could have had it wrong.
I
I wrote
mean,
two.
like the big key that I picked up on was like he texts her every day, trying to like he wants to get back with her every single day. So,
Yeah,
how did he agree to go? I
that's
guess you want to go on the show to be with the person for the
that's
chance, but
that's what's cruel about this for him is
yeah,
that like that I thought the same thing is like why go on the show. I say that all the time on a lot of
yeah,
shows. It's because he really thinks this is like his only shot because she probably wasn't answering his texts and things, and then all of a sudden she presented this opportunity.
yep,
I do feel understand his point from like a game show perspective. Like you used me for immunity and then voted me out. You couldn't have voted like anybody else out. But at the end of the day, he was giving the unfortunate, aggressive, creeping vibe, even though you can tell it's genuinely just out of sadness and then he cares for her. But I was a little confused at the end where she said she's going to agree to go to therapy with him after this. Is
yeah,
that couples therapy or is that just still that part I'm a little confused
maybe.
about?
She had a big social media following on Instagram more than Ariel.
Really?
Yeah. She also was in the comments. Anybody that was in the show that commented on this post, I looked at them.
So see you later. Brooks, first person eliminated from the show. We hardly knew ye.
Yeah, you
Uh,
pirate tattoos.
yeah. Couple number 5 was Allie and Mims, former NFL player. They had one kid. This was funny because this was the 4 versus 6 years. Now you think I think I took it as like he just genuinely didn't realize how long they were married. You thought it may have been because like the filming timing.
Yeah, I thought I heard something, but I was wrong.
Either way, it's really funny that he just didn't give a crap and he just started talking about it right away. And instantly he's like, yo, leave me alone. Stop eavesdropping.
Yeah,
I do want to talk about the Flex My X challenge. Like I said, it was pretty straightforward. I want to touch on it. You had to talk trash or build up your ex. There was the idea of the strategy that you could crap on your ex because you want to actually not have them seem desirable because you want them. That didn't come into play, but I would like to see that gameplay come into effect the next few weeks.
definitely. Was this the one where Ali was like, "Yeah, you're lovable, but the con is you sweat a lot." Is that
Yep.
this one?
Yep.
That's really fun. That's really fun.
Yeah, so the date was a jet ski date. Casey and Jillian had won. Casey picks David. Jillian also was going to pick him, which was funny. So David's a hot commodity.
Mm,
Moving on to our final couple, Brian, and this is another one. Would you agree with me? Another dead on arrival.
100%.
This is Dede and Tupac Shakur. So she wanted to come. I'm like, why would she want to bring this dude? This dude seems like a dog, right? Well, you quickly find out that he has been a serial cheater and gaslighter. And this guy started with it automatically this episode. This guy is prime candidate for getting super drunk and just having like crazy outbursts and arguments this season. I'm wondering how long people are going to keep him around.
Yeah, I'm wondering too because he was in a preview, so that worries me because I actually liked her a lot, and she's like because he was the other one on the chopping block.
Yep.
So, and I honestly, both those girls I thought were in very similar situations. Like they want to move on, they're being held back by their ex here
Yep.
and in life, I guess. And I don't know, man. I didn't see like he was a constant cheater. I'm looking at him. I'm like trying to figure out what happened to this guy. Look like he's been drinking for like ever.
So,
this is
yeah.
before
Creatine and beer.
yeah, that before after, man. He's like expanded like a sponge.
I don't know. I think it's like you said, it's probably just a ton of drinking and stress, and maybe like I was joking, like creatine, but it could be something literally like that, like workout stuff and all too. So,
Yeah, and he was like a dog in that dare or never have I ever game.
dude, he's a serial cheater, like a serial cheater. He's a piece of crap. I'm not really like honestly, at least for how they presented him in episode 1. Fully reserve the right to change
Yeah,
your
of course.
mind, so you can go from piece of
I'm
crap
sure
to
someone will
hero.
hold us to it in 3 weeks from now.
Listen, yeah, listen. There is video evidence on the reality guys of me saying I hate somebody and then literally having them on the show and talking to them. So like I am not like some serial hater like throwing rocks like from the the Muppets guys. The old
Yeah.
we're not the two old Muppets men.
Yeah.
The only other thing I thought that was interesting that actually really came out, they did talk about Alexis. Alexis's mother meddled in their
Yep.
marriage. They had the toxic messages going back and forth, and he said that was literally the thing that led Devin to be completely done with the marriage. So it was nice to find out like a little bit of history back on him already to find out that he wasn't just kind of like a,
Mhm.
it's kind of just like a bad husband per
Right.
se.
Right.
I'm looking forward to it, Bry. I
Yeah, I
like the
enjoyed it.
people. I like the people. Like you said, I think even the couples themselves, a lot of them aren't great couples, but I think these people mix it on a show. So far from week 1, I'm intrigued with the cast. We'll definitely keep up with it for now. Um, Make sure you're subscribed here and on TikTok. If we don't continue them long term on YouTube, they'll definitely be reviewed on our TikTok. So we kind of go back and forth on certain series with YouTube versus TikTok. So if you're subscribed both places, you can't miss any of our reviews, including Brian's 60-second reviews of Love Island UK, Love and Hip Hop, I did my first one back today for Below Deck Sailing Yacht. We'll continue through that through the reunion hosted by Andy Cohen. Like I said, also check out our Temptation Island review. Look for us on Instagram as well. Mark Wahlberg shared our post today. So we had Mark interview with Mark Wahlberg before, and hopefully get him back at the end of the season. But for myself and Brian, thank you. Peace.